I now give the floor to Her Excellency Ambassador Mary Flores, Permanent Representative of the Republic of Honduras.
Señor Presidente.
Mr. President, Excellencies, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, we participate in this assembly as His Holiness Pope Francis said, by discard. President of Honduras, Juan Orlando Hernandez, appeared a few days ago on the same stage at the World Summit on Sustainable Development. In this final stage of the debates, we will certainly not overwhelm you with long speeches when so many renowned leaders on behalf of their states have lavished more enlightened views on the critical issues of concern to us. Each one of those of us who have the unique privilege of standing at this rostrum in this unique forum, flowing with feelings, criteria, and reflections on major planetary affairs, speak out, influenced by wherever is the place we come from, and by our specific perspective of the world. It cannot be otherwise. We are the essence of our origin and our environment. It is natural that those of us who come from places with abysmal shortcomings, of pressing needs and thankless exclusions, see things differently to how these appear in spheres of opulence, of wealth, of supremacy, and arrogance. Even the universal terms of law, justice, and equity differ in the manner that they are appreciated. It is even true that truth itself can be questioned, or sometimes a condition of the truth of the other. Everyone reacts according to one's own reality, because a victim that must abandon her or his home and embark on degrading migrations for reasons of extreme poverty and insurmountable violence in pursuit of a better life and clearer horizons for her or his loved ones will not understand the concept of righteousness and justice, as does the person that enjoys all possible assurances of all possible opportunities and does not want her or his comfort disrupted by the inconvenience of strangers. So perhaps what this dichotomy in the interpretation of essential human values does not avert is that there can be no peace or security for anyone unless there is peace and well-being for all. There is no wall, no limiting law of man or material prohibition capable of containing the human flaws that the right to life makes imperative. It is true that when it comes to our motherland, our sense of belonging is inalienable. Our hearts are attached to it. It is the inalienable land with its tears, its smiles, its setbacks and celebrations, its hardships and its wealth, its confinement and distance, its reservations and dreams, its gaps and opportunities. No one wishes not to be born and also die in it. But sometimes the cradle for many is also the boundary that relegates and restrains the desire towards what's possible. The shadows of fear brought about by insecurity as the struggle for survival provoked by scarcity are powerful forces that will drive anyone to leave his patrimony and take on that infamous journey to the unknown. There are serious and desperate circumstances that compel them to leave what they cherish the most. The urgency for survival, the attachment to freedom, knows no boundaries or border whatsoever. Mass migrations are merely a symptomatic consequence of other acute problems that must be addressed. We all have a responsibility to address them, but first and foremost, rather than with promises, with results, because despair drains even the greatest patience. The answer to this serious dilemma is not something we can invent or have to invent. It lies at the foundation of the natural values of civilization, in the divine principles of spirituality that make up the converging points of all religions. It is contained in the minutes of the Charter doctrine that inspires the very existence of the United Nations, the harmonious and respectful coexistence between brothers of the same global family, citizens all of us, regardless of race, gender, creed, or origin, a common home, and of course universal solidarity, so that no one may abuse the resource that another is lacking, to extend a fraternal hand where it is needed. Thank you very much.
Doy las gracias a la señora.
I thank the head of delegation of Honduras.